Good afternoon, YouTube. This is video messages for um, Network. I think it's Network 162. He is a YouTube blogger, and I came across um, his page because I was looking for other people that were going through the job search process, and he popped up under one of my searches. And I left a message with him basically regarding how I felt about his page. He has mentioned that he was unemployed for quite some time now, and basically he was just so frustrated because of all of the things he was going through as far as trying to find employment. And I can relate to a lot of it because I've been through the same myself, looking on Craigslist for jobs, having employers that were unprofessional, employers where you go to work and then you do your work, you sell stuff, and you don't get paid, and people that were just rude, and a lot of places that were seemed less than reputable. If you dig beneath the surface, or you didn't even really have to dig beneath the surface. And I responded to him, and I shared with him a small business blog that I started doing. It's very amateur. It hasn't been edited or anything like that. It's just out there for raw information for those of you that might benefit from of it. Some of the blogs so far have been the unemployment, of course, the changes in unemployment um, terms. And then another blog that I had was, trying to find the perfect fit for employee and employer. And I looked at it from both sides. I didn't want to be one-sided on that because, there's risk involved on both sides. In addition to that, I have a video where I talked about, appreciation, for employers, because we do a lot of complaining about the small businesses out there that are scams or less reputable, or maybe are not managed as well as they should be. But on the same note, these small businesses too are taking a lot of time and money bringing people into interview. And just like there are a lot of scam companies out there, there are a lot of uh, interviewees that may be less than reputable as well. They may not have the level of expertise that's wanted or needed, or maybe they're just not what the employer is looking for. So a lot of time and money and frustration is wasted on both ends. What I did notice about his page was I thanked him for showing some of the ingenuity that I was talking about as far as creativity in your job search, or means in obtaining finances until you're better able to sustain and support yourself. The response I got back from him was as follows. He says, I take the right steps. I told him he was taking the right steps. He says, I take the right steps that get me nowhere, though. For years, I've been getting very frustrated, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. And Network, if you do watch and you do mind, let me know, and I will take it down immediately. I take the right steps that get me to nowhere, though. For years, I've been getting very frustrated and depressed lately, especially with the family drama with my ill mother. I'm getting really tired of life and people not understanding my depression and blindly criticizing me. He goes on to say, my PayPal donation requests are becoming the target of online trolls who don't believe me, think I'm some sort of scammer, and are trying to take my channel down, which is my only means of income through the AdSense program, which I worked for and earned myself through my video production work. Nothing I do is ever enough, and I just wind up getting more and more shit in my life. Anyway, I'm just venting. I haven't even had my head straight lately to continue my videos. I put out a couple in December 2013 to talk about my family emergency situation, but I haven't uploaded anything since. Then I get trolls accusing me of being a scammer and trying to shut me down for simply video blogging about a difficult situation that I'm going through, as if I don't already have enough problems and worries. Anyways, I'll check out your blog at some point when I have some mental and emotional clarity, and I really want to be productive with my videos and everything again soon. Thanks for your love and support. And Network, I have to say this, it is absolutely, truly, honestly, professional love and support. And the reason why is I understand what you're going through. There's a lot of us that are going through the same things. And a lot of times, because of the stigma that's placed behind unemployment, people don't talk about it, or the job market is so competitive, people will stab you in the back to get a job, instead of discussing, well, this job didn't work out for me, maybe it'll work out for you, that type of thing. So one of the things that I'm endeavoring to do is kind of build an online network, of job hunters, not only online, but also behind the scenes as well. um, I did want to touch on some of the things that you said. You talked about being depressed, And I have to tell you that you're actually the second person, but a totally different topic. Someone else was talking about being depressed over being successful. They lost 150 pounds and they were depressed because of the stress of trying to keep it up, you know. But I'm going to tell you that being depressed is not the way to go. And people say that all the time. So I'm going to try to come to you from a point of, you know, personalization. I mean, like for me, okay, I have my situation is that in 2007 I was falsely accused and you know convicted, and then I had through the appeal process had it overturned, and I had so many things you know happen you know with regards to that. All of my skills are sharp, they're great, um, but what you want to focus on is talking about the positive things that are going on in your life. You know, are you actively job hunting? And with the PayPal donation thing, I thought it was very ingenious, you know, and I thought it was very creative of you to do that. I've thought of that in the past, but I was just like, I don't even know how to set it up, or I wouldn't want to. But actually, I do know how to set it up. It's just that I don't want a bank account. So, so there, you know, there it is, you know. But the thing about it is that it's okay when you're in a desperate situation, just like the unemployment, they took off the extended unemployment program. Just like, you know, there are means and things that are supposed to help you get back on your feet. And, you know, there are kind people that will donate to you. And I know there are people on YouTube that have channels that are for fun, you know, and people, they say that they're donating to a charity and this type of thing. But I've seen comments where you know these people are you know they're not doing that, you know. And so whenever you put yourself in a situation where you're asking for funding or money from another person or entity, you're putting yourself in a position to be scrutinized. That's not money that you know you yourself earned. And I understand that you're saying that you know you earned everything initially off of AdSense. Now if that's the case and that's true, then what you want to focus on when you're soliciting your funding is the AdSense portion of it, not the oh I'm poor and broke and I need money for gas, you know, because honestly I'm coming to you from a tough love standpoint. You know, you're grown now. You know, there's nobody, you know, there's people that are gonna do it, you know, anyways, regardless. But if you've been unemployed for 3 or 4 years, you know, this AdSense PayPal thing hasn't worked for you, you need to seek another alternative, because that what that means is it's not working to help you get back on your feet. What it's doing is enabling you to stay down, to stay depressed, and to live life that way. And you don't want to do that. And the other thing I want to say to you is this, that I want you to stay encouraged, because I know that there are a lot of different ways that you can go about relieving that stress, or you know getting out of that pity party. One of the ways that may not be you know as damaging, you're leeching off of people if they're paying you paying you money, you know, for telling them how you know bad off you're doing. But you know I don't want you, and hopefully you have not turned to anything like drugs, turned to anything like um, promiscuity, or you know being abusive towards others, or abusive to yourself, you know, which I think depression is a big portion of. One thing I want to encourage you to do, you know, like I said, I'm outside, you know, I had no choice. And sometimes for me, you know, I think it's by the goodness of the grace of God, or the grace of whatever, if you don't believe in God, whatever powers that be, that you know situations happen in my life, okay? Because if it wasn't for the fact that the internet is down, I would probably be quote unquote, I would really be job hunting. I would be job hunting from home, but in between I'd be on my little social networking sites and these things and that thing, and I'll be closed up in my dark little dungeon or cave. So the only thing I'm hoping for you, network, is that you're actually getting out, and this is good. You know, I don't have internet at home, so you know, and I needed to record, and my dungeon is no fun if you know the only reason I would record at home is because I can upload it immediately. Um, but you know, I hope that you get out, you know, get some exercise, use networking sites to network, not complain about your unemployment. It is frustrating, I know. But for you to have been unemployed for, I don't know, I don't know how many years, but you said a few years, and for you not to be homeless, you're very fortunate, you know. So, I mean, it's time for you to kind of you know, cut the ties, you know, leave that alone. And with YouTube and any other place, whenever you're seeking something from somebody else, regardless of if it's good or bad, you're gonna have your naysayers, you're gonna have your haters, because you're dealing with people from all different sorts of backgrounds. So some of these people have experienced being taken advantage of. And even though you may or may not be doing that, that's all they can remember is that they've been taken advantage of. Or maybe they were people that took advantage of other people. So they feel that you may be doing the same and they're mad because they can't do it, you know? So, you wanna do your own thing. Get yourself together. For me, what I talk about is most important is your mental, your spiritual, your physical, financial, and social. Those are the five things that make up a human being. And if any of those things are out of whack, it's almost like my version of chakras. If any of those things are out of whack, you're not gonna do well. You're gonna wane. Your energy affects people around you. So, be versatile. And even if you do become homeless, which if you've been doing this for 3 or 4 years and you're not homeless yet, obviously you have enough support to pay basic bills and things like that. But get out. Like, even though I'm going through my thing, I'm still looking, been treated all kinds of ways. And like I said, with that one job, they wanted to do the testing on QuickBooks, and I went and I did it. But then I was just like, okay, it's taking me too long, and they're asking me questions that are hypothetical, and it's like I'm thinking about it because I want to answer the right answer. And the thing is, I should be confident enough where I'm not doing my work to please them because I want to give them the answer they want, but because I know that this is what it is and this is what it should be. And the thing about it, I have a mentor of mine that's actually an accountant. And I used to be administrative slash accounting, but she's actually a current day accountant, not 10 years ago accountant, but a current day accountant. And I told her my situation, and I was like, I wanted to put together a QuickBooks course, on my own. And then after I learned enough, I was going to send it to her and have her rate my video and tell me what she thought of it. And she told me, she says, honestly, Maria, if those people want you, QuickBooks is not a hard thing. They're making it hard for you because they don't want you there, So, and it's not really hard, it's just about knowing where to put what. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send to her, and she gave me the encouragement that I needed. Keep on pushing forward. If they don't want you, somebody else will. But I'm the kind of person that just because you said that I couldn't, or for some reason, because what he said to me was that I was a salesperson. Okay, and I don't think he meant to be derogatory, but it did bite me a little bit, and I think it bit a little bit because maybe I wasn't, because I should have been 120% bam and hit him hard, but I didn't. And whenever I say something about myself, I always like to speak the truth and speak highly. So I felt like I fell short, not because I didn't know, but because I wasn't sure enough and secure enough where I could be like, this is what it is, period, you know? So, you want to take this time to fine tune your skills. And, the things that you're doing are good things. You don't want to sit in the house and be depressed, or sit in your car and be depressed. You don't want to mope around town by yourself. Make sure that everything that you're doing for a purpose. Don't be afraid to take jobs you would not traditionally take. Let me tell you about my experience. You might have saw I applied, and all in one day. I'm gonna be honest with you. All in one day, I applied for an admin accounting position for a global clothing line that's really well known, or pretty well known because I know about it. Different department stores. Then, in addition to that, after before going to that interview, I was standing in line at what appeared to be a soup kitchen trying to get something for lunch. And then after I finished that, I walked into like a Taco Bell somewhere, and it was obviously the lady did not. I didn't even know they were having a job fair, but when I walked in, obviously the lady did not even like me. The regional manager liked me. Then she asked me, was I trying to take her job, the actual manager of the store. And then I left from there and I went to an adult novelty store. And these things is also diverse, but I made sure it was upscale, made sure that it was classy. It wasn't like some hole in the wall, and it was nice. I'm not gonna comment too much about it because sometimes it can be taken the wrong way. But it was an all right place. Not to say that any of these people liked me. And I think with the admin accounting job, I had the biggest chance. But the thing was that I didn't BS it. I could have BS'd it. You know, but I don't do that. I don't believe in that, because when you BS and you bullshit, whether you're bullshitting through, whatever, when you lie about anything about yourself, you're not cheating anybody but yourself, because in the long run you're gonna hurt. You're not gonna gain the needed experience that you need, the needed stamina that you need in order to keep on top when things go bad. So, network, out of love, sisterly love, cousinly love, human race, familial love for you. I'm just saying, cut the ties, stand on your own. Stand on your own. Then you don't have to worry about somebody else's opinion and what they think, because people are gonna have their opinions and what they think. But the bottom line is that it's all about you. And then you also want to get a good like you said, your name is network. You want to get a good support group, a good network of people. My video is running long and I only have 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go on to part two because I have a lot to say to you for some reason. You probably won't watch it, but still.